Good morning. Hi. Hello. How are you? Tanj here. Oh, let me just take this up a little bit higher. G'day. It's Tanj here, peak performance specialist for real estate and property professionals, coming to you live on Instagram and Facebook. G'day, Aisha. Great to have you here, my love. Actually, I might have to go down a bit. Can you see that whiteboard? Yes, you can. Welcome. It's Monday, the 30th of September. It's the last day of the first quarter for 2019-2020 financial year here in Australia. I hope you've had an amazing quarter. I hope you've realized your goals. I hope that you are progressing, because we know the key to happiness is progress. Taylor, g'day, great to have you here. And if you're like, oh, I don't even know, then maybe you need to go back and reflect on, did you set a financial goal for this year? And did you hit your goals for the quarter? How far off track or on track or beyond track are you? And have some bit of positional awareness, and then adjust what you did and what you achieved. Good morning to you. Hi, gorgeous. So just tell me, what's one word to describe how you're feeling this morning? Just say one word how you're feeling. I'm actually feeling, I've got sore cheeks already. G'day, Fiona. Hi, Ron. Hey, Amy. Greg, good morning. Great to have you here. Valerie Timms, last time I saw your post, you were up to E of Savers, day 4. Congratulations, honey. And Amy, g'day. I'm so excited and I feel really happy because I'm here with you, and I'm about to share a really powerful distinction that can give you access to significantly shifting your location of where you are in your state of mind, and therefore influence greater results for yourself. G'day, Joe. G'day, PK. Good morning, Kim. Hello, hello. You're feeling great. Good to hear, Val. G'day, Kate. I'm saying g'day a lot. I'm really Aussie this morning. Type in, if you're not driving, one word to describe where you're at here on Instagram, and all of our friends that are tuning in on Facebook. So, because I just want to check in, see how you're doing. I hope you had a great weekend. If you barracked for the Tigers, congratulations. If you barracked for the Giants, good luck next year. Okay. So as we know in real estate, it's all about location, location, location. And the same thing, g'day Michelle, can be said, hi Kate, feeling positive, good on you Amy. The same thing can be said for the real estate of our mind. Consider, as you're living and leading a life, you can be in one or two key locations in your state. You're either above the line and empowered, or below the line and disempowered. And in today's session, I hope you've got pen and paper ready. If you haven't, here's some thinking music to get some. That's really bad thinking music, but anyway, you get the point. Grab some pen and paper, or you're going to want to watch this again with pen and paper, because it's a simple yet powerful exercise to give you direct access to be in flow and not in force in your life, to be at cause and not at effect. And why does this even matter? Hi, Joanne. Great to have you tuning in. Why does this even matter? Hi, Holly. Hi, Joe. Because you're it. You're the creator of your reality, and you're either having a good time and a happy time and achieving the things that you want and desire, or you're having a crap time and feeling shit and dysfunctional and disempowered and at the effect. And you're it. You're in charge. And why do I do this? I want you to be happy and deeply fulfilled in all areas of your life. And if you are a leader, you cannot effectively lead unless you have a high level of emotional intelligence. If you're a leading agent, you can't effectively negotiate and partner the sale of people's biggest asset if you don't have a high level of emotional intelligence. If you're a parent, if you're a partner, if friends are interested in having relationships, get employed. You cannot live and lead effectively unless you have a high level of emotional intelligence, or EQ. So today is all about elevating our emotional intelligence and understanding the location of our state of mind. Hey Tay, great to have you here. Hi Greg, feeling very balanced this morning. Good on you. Good morning Karen, great to have you here. So please get pen and paper ready. I'm going to unpack on the whiteboard the above the line and below the line orientation for living. And as I do, I just invite you to check in with yourself and make this as interactive as possible. But let's start by saying, Do you know what I mean when I talk about above the line and below the line living? Who's heard that phrase before? Just say yes, heard it before. Just so I can check in. Who's like, nope, never heard of it? Just so I can see where you're at. Even if you have heard it before, great messages are heard more than once, because great communicators, great leaders have fewer messages, repeat them often, so the message sinks in. I hope this message sinks in for you today. All right, now, can you see the whiteboard okay on Facebook and Instagram? I think you can. Let me know if you can't. Here we go. Grab a pen and paper, as I said. G'day, Brooklyn. Feeling very balanced. I've read that before. Amy's never heard of it. Amy, you're in for a treat. I hope you like this. Joe's heard of it. Great. Let me know on Facebook. Have you heard of this before? So here's the line of our life, right? We can either be above or below. What's the difference? Well, above the line, and I'll try and write as neat as I can, and below the line. The difference is here we are the creator of our own reality. Here we are a victim of circumstance. Here we believe we are at cause of our world, and here we are at the effect. This one here is super empowered. We are absolutely in our power. This one here is disempowered. Okay, hence above the line and below the line. And look, if you cannot see that, don't worry, I'm going to attach a spreadsheet. Great. Karen's heard of it. Greg's heard of it. Valerie's heard of it. Yes, awesome. So stick with me. So as I unpack this on the board, I want you to check in. Where are you? And listen, you can be here or here within a matter of minutes. Something can happen. Something can trigger you. A trauma can, happen, and you can quickly go below the line. Now, our beliefs, our commitment above the line is we're really committed to learning and growing. That's actually what we're really committed to when we live above the line. When we're below the line, our major commitment is to be right. We just want to be right. And most of us in our egos, we want to be right. I'm sorry you can't see me when I hop out of Instagram. We just want to be right. That's our main commitment. Here we are very open. Our mind is open, and that they say your mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. Of course, here we're pretty closed. We can be open-minded here and closed-minded here. The outcomes of living above the line are connection. You have great access to innovation. You're highly creative, and you are really collaborating with others, right? That's the outcome of living above the line. Listen, the outcome of living here is you're constantly seeking approval and validation. We are always defensive, and our life is closed. This is governed by love. This is governed by fear. Here, we are just driven by our stories. Here, we are guided by our desires. Hey, Kate, great to have you here. Hey, Em, is this making sense so far? Can you actually read this? If you can hear me anyway. If not, it's a bit far away on Instagram. I think on Facebook it's okay. As I said, I'm going to drop a PDF in there from Conscious Leadership group, which is very easy for you to download. All right, so what else is happening here? Oh, now our core belief in this orientation is, there is enough for everyone. So this is an abundance mindset. Whoops, here, the belief here is it's just not enough. And we're in a lack mindset. There's not enough time, there's not enough money, there's not enough resources, there's not enough love, there's not enough energy, there's not enough. When we're in effect, we are in fear, at the effect of our reality, victims of circumstance, and we're just telling ourselves there's not enough of anything. When we're above the line, we believe there's enough for everyone, and therefore our experience is abundant. Now, how do you know your behaviors? What are the behaviors of someone that's above the line? Well, they are open-minded and hearted. They remain curious. They listen openly. They have an open body language and physiology. They are in wonder, awe, and innocence. You can't really, I'm just writing that really fast. Here's what's happening with people that are above the line. They have this childlike state where anything and everything is possible. It's like when you were a kid, you tied a tea towel around your shoulders and you stood on the garage roof and you were going to jump off and fly like Superman. We just believe that anything and everything is possible. We're in wonder and awe of everyday simple things and big things. And we're in a state of innocence, meaning in no sense. It doesn't make sense. It's this childlike state where anything and everything is possible. Now, that childlike state, as we grow up and evolve, disappears pretty quickly because stuff happens and we make it mean something. G'day, Katrina and Brendan. We make it mean stuff. Then we create stories. So when we're living in above the line, we're really we kind of live with the facts and we're in reality, you know, of what's happened. When we're living below the line, we are in our story and our funk and our disempowered beliefs of what happened. And the wonder and the awe and the innocence of life disappears and we become victims. And when we become victims, our number one currency, our number one desire is to seek validation and to prove that we are enough. When we are living above the line, we believe that we are enough. We are just a beautiful, perfectly imperfect, consistent work in progress, and we're enough. When we're living below the line, we just don't feel like we're enough. We're not good enough, skinny enough, sexy enough, successful enough, rich enough, tall enough, whatever enough. We're just not enough. Hey, good morning, Calmstar. Great to have you here. Hey, Laura, thanks for tuning in too, my love. So listen, here's the deal though. We as human beings, my friends, unfortunately are hardwired to live below the line. Our brain is hardwired to be in fight, flight, freeze, or flee. We are scared. We are driven to kind of run from fear or external circumstances like the saber-toothed tiger. When we're above the line, we're in flow. When we're below the line, we're in fear. We're trying to force an outcome. Now, our dialogue and our behavior here is all about blame, finding fault with others. And in here we avoid conflict, because the greatest currency for us when we're living below the line is to be right. So we don't want to put ourselves in any situation to actually have people confront us or debate us, because we don't want to be threatened or intimidated. Does that make sense? So just check in for yourself. Where do you believe that you currently live or exist? Or can you think about a situation that happened or something that triggered you that made you operate below the line? When we're below the line, we are often really overwhelmed and we feel like we have to deny things, justify our behavior. We actually engage in low-level gossip. We make excuses. And it's just a really disempowered place. When we're operating above the line, we speak in arguably, and we constantly question our own beliefs. I don't even know if you can read that. We constantly question our own beliefs. Essentially here, we have access to growth, access to innovation, curiosity, innovation, creativity, abundance, and joy. And we believe that everyone has the right to grow. When we're below the line, we are fear at effect. We're not at cause of our own reality. We blame, shame, point the finger, make excuses. Here, we act with incredible integrity. Here, we just are out of integrity and not congruent with the heart of who we are. So as you take a look, can you see where you are positioned? Now, here, our is abundant. Our life source and our energy flows and is abundant. Here, we contract, we shrink, our muscles get tight, we don't breathe, and we hold on. So let me give you, let me unpack with you some of the behaviors and statements of someone who is living below the line is going to be experiencing. If you're holding your breath, if you feel like you need to fight, flight, flee or freeze, try and say that in the morning. If you believe that others often need help in fixing, and you have to rationalize and justify everything, if you operate in gossip behavior, if you suppress your emotions and bottle things up and don't express yourself, if you use drinking, drugs, sex, shopping, cleaning, overworking, social media, TV as a distraction a lot, if you're sloppy with your word and your commitments, if you avoid conflict and avoid looking at uncomfortable or discomforting data, if you don't like getting feedback and you are judgmental and you like to control, you're typically living below the line. Some of your dialogue will be, it's hard, I'm trying, it's not my fault, I'm confused, the truth is, if you or they or them just did that, I'm sorry, but ... here comes the excuse. I always or you never, that generalize, then, and you're not listening, you know that you're living below the line. Hey, who we got here? Jasmine and Miss Siren Sharpens. I don't know if I said that right, but good morning. Great to have you here. We're unpacking what does it look like to live above and below the line. So if that's your experience, and we've all been there, right? We've all gossiped, we've all judged, we've all blamed, we've all pointed the finger, we've all said, I'm right, they're wrong, it's hard, I'm trying. We've all been victims of circumstance. We've all acted at some point in our life like we don't have the power to change things. I want to give you access today, once you've got clarity on, are you living predominantly above or below the line, how you can flip it, how you can actually start living above the line and have incredible access to innovation, collaboration, creativity, and connection, which is the thing that we ultimately all love. Here's the things that you want to start asking yourself when shit happens to you, when life happens to you, when breakdowns occur. Don't ask, why me? That's the question of the victim. Ask, what is this here to teach me? And have a core belief that life is happening for you, not at you. This is someone that really believes that everything, every challenge, every problem, issue, concern, and every great opportunity is happening for me and my growth. In this orientation below the line, we think life is happening to us and we have no control and we're not the creator of our reality. So what are the kind of questions you can ask to shift from below the line to above the line? Here we go. What can I learn from this? How is the opposite of my belief true? How is this experience familiar? You can stand in a place of appreciation and stand in what do you appreciate about the things that are in your life and have an attitude of gratitude for what does exist. You can make agreements and choices. See, people that live below the line believe they have to. I have to do something. People that live above the line choose to. I choose to do this. I choose to clean the house. I choose to prospect, 7 days a week. Not I have to. One is very empowered, one is disempowered. People that live above the line see themselves as actually creating the reality, even if it's not favorable, and they'll ask, okay, what is there to teach me and what can I learn from this? They ask questions like, how is this true for me? And when they are in communication with others, they say, what I hear you saying is this, meaning they're taking responsibility for what they're hearing in the communication of others. G'day, Astrid, good morning. Oh, I need a chai, honey. So they're very conscious and they have heightened levels of emotional intelligence. And they really own their feelings. People that live below the line suppress how they feel and operate on top of it. That means they have a pretty short fuse and they can get explosive and snapdragon. I know when I'm tired and depleted and I haven't looked after myself, I'll get snapdragon. So they're the kind of statements and questions you can be asking yourself. And here are behaviors that you can adopt to live above the line, have access to be in flow in all areas of your life and live a life you love. Breathe. Just having 4 conscious breaths of breathing in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4 times will change the way your blood is flowing through your body and will elevate your consciousness and calm your nervous system down. So 4 breaths for the count of 4 is something you can do when you're triggered, when there's a trauma or something that occurs. Change your posture. If you feel like crap and you're feeling below the line, stand up, change your posture, stand like Wonder Woman or Superman. That psychologically elevates a sense of personal power. People that live above the line take deep responsibility for the results they have and they don't add meaning to it. People that live below the line see everything through a filter of right and wrong, good and bad, black and white. It's very closed and it's very narrow. If you live above the line, it is what it is. We have awareness of what is and we accept what is. There's no conflict and there's no meaning. The texture is as the texture is. These crazy big earrings are as the crazy big earrings are. Does this make sense? And are you with me? By the way, if you're watching this live, type in live. If you're watching the record, type in the record so I know when this is connecting with you. Type in actually for me as you're watching this, if you're not driving, where are you right now? Are you above or below the line? And be honest. Are you above or below the line? Be honest. Type it in. People that live above the line, they listen with curiosity. They are open-minded. They don't believe that they have all the answers. They relate to themselves like an eternal student of life. They speak inarguably. They take on the opinion of others. They have a high level of empathy and emotional intelligence for their community. They make impeccable agreements with themselves. They're not sloppy with their agreements. Hey, Joe, great to have you here. Laura is live. Type in, friends. Are you living above or below the line? Or right now, as you tune into this on the first Monday of the last day of the quarter, ready to start October, Daylight Savings is going to kick in here in Victoria soon, which is awesome. Are you living above or below the line right now? People that live above the line are very appreciative of everything that's happening to them. They're appreciative of the challenges that have happened. They're grateful for all the tough experiences and the times that life stretched and grew them. They have a phenomenal attitude of gratitude, and they like to play and they like to create opportunities where people win. This weekend, I've switched from below to above after doing a lot of self-work at home. Aisha, good bloody job. You, Richard, great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. Our friends on Facebook, where are you? As you're tuning in, are you above or below? Just above the line, says Karen. Happy to be above, Kim. Beautiful. Please know that, you know, this really works, this doesn't work. And we are all going to oscillate between here and here. And the best thing that you can do, the best thing to transform are two things. Have awareness. You cannot be a conscious leader. You cannot live a conscious life if you don't even know where you are. Are you above or below the line? You have to know where you are. And then the next step is accept where you are. And then get above the line by start being grateful, start being appreciative, start asking higher quality questions like, what is there to teach me? And here's the really simple reality. When we live above the line, we have faith. Like George Michael saying, you got to have faith, the faith, the faith. Clearly, I'm not a singer. But here's what I know for myself. When I drop below the line, I lose faith. I lose faith in myself, and I lose faith in my abilities, and I lose faith in being connected to something greater than myself that wants me to win. And one of the best ways I get above the line instantly is I just remember that life is happening for me, not to me. Everything is happening in divine timing. Everything is happening, because when we get into analysis paralysis and comparing ourselves to others and they're where we're not and we should be, we go below the line. So get above the line by being the creator. G'day, Kelly. Great to have you here, my love. The creator of your own reality. Amy's above the line. Kim, faith. It's it. You either have faith in yourself and your ability to stand up and dust yourself off and pick yourself up and keep going and growing. And the best way to improve your location from the real estate of your mind is to evict the unwanted squatter that is shitting all over your headspace. And it's shitting all over your headspace by these crappy beliefs. Morning, Kelly. I'm not this enough, that enough, I'm just not enough. All the crap that we tell ourselves. We want to have awareness of the conversations we're having between our ears, and you've got to less whip, more wand. Be your own cheerleader. Stop the crappy conversations. Interrupt that dialogue. Interrupt that shitty back that you would never speak to your friend or your family or your kids or your partners or your colleagues or your team members like. So we've got to stop treating ourselves like that and start tuning into Soul FM. Start saying things that are positively for you, which will have you in flow. And I don't mean affirmations like if you're broke, you're walking around going, I'm rich and successful, I'm rich and successful, because that's icing over a poo pie. What I mean is if you're watching this now and you feel below the line, you would say something like, you know what? I'm proud of myself for tuning into Mindset Mastery today. I'm aware right now that I've been operating below the line, and I know awareness is the key to transformation, and I accept that's where I'm at. And I'm going to start asking better quality questions like, what can I learn from this experience? Why would life put this in front of me? What can I be faithful for right now? That's one of the best things that you can do. Have faith in life is happening for you, not to you. You are the creator of your own reality. Do not be a victim of circumstance. And here's the deal. I've been coaching for nearly 30 years. Please know, I started young. Please know, most of us live here. It's time to live above the line, take responsibility for our reality, and get busy being busy doing what we love. Kate Ashton, the last week I have been hovering, getting balance and schedule back, and now I'm reaching upwards like a meteorite. I'm going up. Good for you. It's sometimes hard to come back to reality, especially when you've been in gay Paris. Hey, Ash, great to have you here. So did this make sense? G'day, Ash. PJ Empowers. Oh, I love PJ Empowers. What did you get for yourself? Type in, are you above or below? Now, even if you're above, what are some of the things that you know you need to practice more consistently to stay above? And how do you know if you're above or below? Well, you know how you feel. You're either feeling happy and empowered and you're the creator of your destiny, or you feel like shit, you feel disempowered, your posture's closed, your body's tight, you're intense. Good morning, Kaya Jones. How are you, my love? We're unpacking whether you feel above the line and empowered in your life or below the line, disempowered and a victim of circumstance. Jung, great to have you tune in. Jung, where are you reaching out from? So I want to hear from some of you. Type in, what did you get for yourself today? What did you hear for yourself, and what action can you take to get into flow? The outcome of living above the line is connection, creativity, abundance, joy, happiness, health, vitality, collaboration, and innovation. This is where we're in that childlike state of being in innocence. In no sense, it doesn't make sense. It's this curious mind. It's like Dr. Zeus, curiouser and curiouser. Notice how opinionated you are today. Notice how judgmental you are. I notice myself when I'm walking around or driving around and I see someone, I make a judgment, or I'm at the airport and I make a judgment of what someone's eating or how they're talking to their kids, or I judge myself. I'm like, woo, look at that. Emotional intelligence is about being aware. Am I above or below the line? Accept where you are and choose. And as I said, the first access that you have to shift is breathe. So breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out for 4 counts. And you do that 4 times and you'll completely alter your biological state from fear to flow, centered, calm, and then practice the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your choice making from your primal mind, your reptilian mind, the subconscious mind, to your neocortex, which makes much better quality decisions. So I hope you got something out of that. Remember, real estate is all about location, location, location. Where you are in your state of mind, either above or below the line, will determine completely the quality of the life that you have. You are the creator of your destiny, not a victim of circumstances. Please be careful what you think and say, for you are listening. And you have, like me, 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them are the same shitty thoughts as yesterday, and 85% of them are negative, that are going to bring your state, results, life, reality down below the line. Be aware of what's going on here and what's coming out of here, and interrupt it and start being the divine DJ that is broadcasting a playlist that you love. I hope you have a beautiful day. Please tag and share this with someone that you think is going to get some value out of being aware, emotionally aware of whether they're above or below the line. And I'll drop in now the link here on Facebook to the printout that you can check in for yourself thanks to the Conscious Leadership Group. I look forward to seeing you all again 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday this week as I do Rapid Fire Friday and reflect on all the one-on-one coaching themes for this week and just rapid fire some tips for you to implement in your own life. Have a beautiful week, and as the late great Maya Angelou says, please remember that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Make yourself and others feel great today. Get out of bed, clean your room, clean your car, clean your desk, your office, and let's carpe diem, seize the day, seize the week. Hey Marie, great to have you here. We're just wrapping up. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you got some value out of that. Hi, the Holistic Home. Please tune in and watch the record and type in your comments even as I sign off. What did you get? What did you hear? What are you going to do? What do you desire? Go out and get it. Stay innocent. Stay childlike. Stay open. The world is happening for you, not to you. We'll speak soon. Much love.